Hello everybody. Look, I've had a bit of a move around. Well, we have. Mindy's decided we've moved the bedrooms around, and now the boudoir is a different place. So I changed the scenery. Got some nice. Where am I there? You know, neck curtains there. Nice see-through stuff. Books are over here. There. So yeah, my live tonight. What's it going to be on? Oh my god, I'm on a laminate floor, so my chair's going to go everywhere. Tonight's live is one that I've done before, but I'm going to do another one because it's becoming even more apparent now, and it's going to be entitled Inconsiderate Protesting. Now, I was banned from Facebook for 24 hours because you've heard on the news about all this stuff about the M25 being basically shut down by protesters. I'll get into that in a second. So there might be some COVID, I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, it's been shut down by protesters because they are wanting, it's about climate change, and basically what they're wanting to do is they're wanting everybody to have more greener homes. I mean, the majority of homes are brown anyway because they're all made of brick, but they want more greener homes, and I think this is to do with the solar panels being put on homes, etc., etc. So you know what they're doing is they're blocking off the M25, which is probably one of the busiest motorways in Birmingham. You know, it's basically M25 is basically a giant roundabout to get into, not in Birmingham, into London. You know, so it's the biggest. It's probably the busiest motorway in London. So what they're doing is, and it don't look like I think the first pictures that I had was that I saw were them actually cutting off the actual M25. The most recent ones are actually sat at junctions, so as you come off the slip road to get to wherever you want to be, that's where they're actually sat now. So yeah, I saw one of those the other day, and I commented, and my comment was just run them over, and I got banned from Facebook for that for a couple of hours. So, I mean, if you're going to take that literal, you know, Facebook and YouTube, then you need to check it from the neck up, I'm telling you. I can only see there's 3 people watching, but I can't see who. So if you just click on the video for me instead of just scrolling, so at least I can say hello to you. I will upload this to YouTube anyway, The Bearded Opinion. So make sure that you subscribe to that. There's only 3 subscribers, but I need to get that built a little bit more. So yeah, Inconsiderate Protesting. Now what these people are doing is like I say, it's for greener homes, and it's all about climate change. It's all about the environment and the climate change activists. But the reason it's inconsiderate, and the last video that I did was based on protests around London. Now, basically, there was nearly 1,000 views on that last video, but that channel also got removed from YouTube. So the inconsideration of it is that if you're out there protesting, you're not thinking of other people. You're thinking of number one. You know, you're not thinking of your agenda. You know, whatever your agenda might be. You know, you're thinking of number one. You're only thinking of yourself. So these climate change people that are all about saving the planet and etc. etc. It's a bit like the COVIDiots that are, the conspiracy crazies that are all about conspiracy yet all carry a mobile phone. So these people that are all about climate change and wanting greener homes, okay, you've got to think to yourself, where did your homes come from? Well, they probably started from, being built. No. They probably started in a factory somewhere, having the bricks made in a furnace, which was powered by something. Whether it be gas, whether it be electric, it doesn't really matter which. But it was powered by something which was also powered by something else, which is probably the main cause of, this climate change, the power plants, etc. So you got to think, where do your homes come from? So you're taking that for granted. So, all you people that are all about climate change, what you must do is not wear clothing, never shower, you should become homeless, naked, never use a mobile phone, never use social media, and yeah, never use anything, because everything you use has got something to do with some sort of factory or some sort of plant somewhere. And I don't mean the green plants, I mean like a power plant somewhere, because of how it's been made, all right? Unless, of course, you buy natural stuff, which you're killing the environment anyway. Now, this guy, I posted something, Richard Madeley was on this morning, or Good Morning Britain, or whatever, I think it was Good Morning Britain. And he was having a go, and I shared it. And he's got some valid points. But the first thing is, if you watch this video, you've got this guy talking about climate change. He's writing on a piece of A4 paper. Where did paper come from? It comes from trees. Trees, we need trees for oxygen, etc., etc. Start there by not writing on paper. What are you writing with? You're writing with a Bic pen. Okay, well, how did the plastic get to where it is to make that pen that you're writing on? And you're also wearing clothes. Where did those clothes come from? What about the thread that's in those clothes, the material? Where did that material come from? I very much doubt it's made of leaves. And if it is made of leaves, then you shouldn't be tearing down trees because you're a climate activist. Okay? You probably came here on some sort of transport. I don't know how you got to the studio, but you went there on some sort of transport. I very much doubt it was a bike. And if it was a bike, well, then the materials that went into that bike to make that bike has probably come from somewhere, and it's probably been powered by something. So you could say, well, I'm making the planet greener. Well, no, you're not, because you actually bought a bike that, you know, the metals have had to be heated up via a furnace, and that's had to be powered by something, which had to be powered by something else. And it was sat there in clothes, so think about where the material's coming from. And if you didn't come on a bike, you came on public transport, well, the public transport is also contributing to your cause that you are fighting against. And if you didn't come on public transport, well, then you came in a car. Well, if that same as public transport, and if you didn't come in a car, you came in a taxi. And I very much doubt you flew there, okay? This is the thing about climate change, and this is the thing about these activists. They're all full of crap, basically. They're all full of garbage, because what they need to do is they need to look at the knock-on effect of how they got to where they are. You know, there's a reason for that. All right, you were born. Okay, what's powering the equipment to, you know, to power the hospital where you were born in? Something, isn't it? You know, I very much doubt you just appeared like some immaculate conception somewhere. All right, just out of the blue. You know, so what you're saying is by fighting this climate change, by fighting as an activist and saying we want people to listen to us because we want greener homes, well then you probably shouldn't have been born. Because the methods in how you were born, and if you are writing comments, I can't see a bloody thing. Facebook has said they have changed things around, so I don't know if anybody's writing comments, can't see. So yeah, and it goes back to these COVID idiots, you know, they're going about, you know, oh, you know, the Illuminati's after us and they're looking on us. Well, all right, well, why do you carry a mobile phone when you've got a tracking device on you? You know, you're just a bit of a moron. But here's the knock-on effect. And Richard made some great points. Oh, I've got to say, Kampai, Asahi beer. It's Japanese. It's gotta trust it because it's from Japan. Gotta trust it. So yeah, Kampai. Just to wet my whistle. Now, what is the knock-on effect to this? The knock-on effect is that there's people in these cars, there's people in these jams, in these traffic jams, that have to be somewhere, okay? You, as an idiot, are potentially stopping somebody get into a very, very important hospital appointment. You are potentially stopping somebody getting to a job interview or their first day of work by sitting on the road and, you know, wearing your high-vis jackets or whatever you're doing, you know, with your banner saying we need greener homes. You are potentially harming the environment more because these cars are just going to sit there and, you know, leave the engines running. You know, you're taking up space in the world. You're taking up space. So there's a lot of knock-on effects. You know, there could be, you know, I've said it before, there could be a child in that car that, you know, they've planned for a 20-minute drive, but it's turned into 3 hours because you're an idiot. Do you know what I mean? So this is the thing with you protesters. And I think, you know, all protests are null and void. I don't believe in protests. I once did a walk around Hull, but it wasn't a protest. We didn't cause anybody any harm. We didn't cause anybody any stress. And we didn't cause anybody any inconvenience. We just literally went for a walk. So this is the thing with protests, is nobody listens to you. You might think they are, and you might think, oh well, the passports have been rejected right now because of our protest. No, they haven't. They've just decided to not have them right now. So your protests actually solve nothing. All they do is cause people alarm, distress. They cause people harm. They cause people more stress. They cause people to miss appointments, they cause people to miss work, they cause people to potentially become unemployed because, you know, they've been stuck in a freaking traffic jam because you're sat there blocking the road, you know, and nobody can run you over. But however, if an accident did occur, you're in the middle of the M25, or you're in the, you're sat at the junction of the M25, and a car doesn't see you. And a car, somebody doesn't see you. It's a foggy day, for example, or it's a night time and nobody does see you. They don't see you stood at the side of a busy motorway, or sat in the middle of a busy motorway, and they accidentally run you over. Who's at fault there? Who are you going to claim off? Well, technically, you're at fault. However, the driver would be at fault. Okay? I don't think that'll go down well with the insurance company people. So technically, the driver's at fault, but really, it's the idiot that's sat on the side of the freaking motorway. Even when you break down, you are told to go to a safe place. And a safe place isn't standing by your car. A safe place isn't even sitting in your car. But you idiots, you sat there on the M25. You morons. You're complete idiots. Anybody that does protesting is an idiot. Because you're not solving anything. Yes, you have the right to protest. And I'm not against them. I just don't like them. I can't stand them. Because they don't solve anything. So, hello, I can do that. So, I can see who is watching now. But I can't see any comments if anybody's commented. So, men, do me a favour and push a comment for me, please. Please. So yeah, you idiots that are sat there on the M25, you're causing a massive inconvenience. You've got to think of the knock-on effect. And this is something that you're not doing. You're only thinking of your own agenda. When you talk about, these climate people, these people that are, with all the money and the power stations and stuff, they've only got their own agenda. Well, no, you're pushing your agenda onto people. And what you need to do is you need to stop pushing that agenda. So what I would say to you is just think about what could potentially happen. Think about the next thing that happens in the line, because there's always going to be a knock-on effect. There's always going to be something else that you're causing to happen. Oh, well, we're doing it for the greater good. Nobody's asked you to. It's like, the protesters that go around for COVID. Don't say that you're fighting for my freedom, because you're not. Oh, hello, so I can see them. Hi, honey bunch. So you're only downstairs, Bob. I'm in your boudoir. So, I forgot what I was saying now. You see, you make me lose thought. I forgot. Man. Come on, remind me if you were listening. If you're listening, remind me. So yeah, you've got to think about the knock-on effect, because there's always going to be something else. It's about you being selfish. You could say that. Oh, I've said that already. It's just you being selfish. You are actually after your own agenda. You're after your own thing. You're not fighting for somebody else. I never asked you to fight for climate change. Okay. That being the case, look at your parents and what your parents have done, and look at their parents, and look at the parents before them. They're the ones that probably should have started for climate change. Sorry. It's all right. I think I've got it. They're the ones that should have been starting for climate change. You're too late. I think there's going to come a point, and it's very close, I think, where, no matter what you do, no matter how you turn things around, it's not going to change. Where were your protests 5 years ago? You're all in your 20s. I'll be liberal, and I'll say you're all in your 20s to 30s to 40s to 50s. I even saw an old guy with a long beard. I was quite envious, actually. He looked like Gandalf. So you're all there. You're all there in your, in your 20s, 30s. Where were you 5 years ago? Why weren't you protesting this stuff 5 years ago? Why weren't you protesting it 10 years ago? Where would you sit on the M25 then? Why now? Why are you doing it now? Why are you causing a ruckus in people's lives now? Why weren't you doing it then? That's got to be a major question, is that? Why now? What have you been doing for the last 10 years of your life for then you to say, I'm going to go sit in the middle of the M25 and I'm going to stop potential traffic? What if an ambulance needs to get through? What if a fire engine needs to get through? Are you going to let them through, or are you going to protest against them as well? Because let's be honest, if you want a greener country, if you want a greener planet, these vehicles that are huge vehicles and they use a lot of fuel, but they are there for your safety. Who's going to come away and take your bins? Who's going to take your bins away? What do you do? Recycle everything in the compost at the bottom of your garden? Keep freezing. That might be our internet. So yeah, you know, I don't understand it. I don't really understand protests because they solve nothing. They solve absolutely zero. Nobody listens because the government, the bigwigs, it's kind of ironic. The bigwigs, the people that are in power, are not going to look at Joe Bloggs on the M25 and say, let's listen to them. No, sir, they're not going to do that. They're going to be like, do you know what? It's glitching down here too. Must be my internet then. I can't see the glitch. Did it glitch then? Did it glitch then? Glitch. I can't see the glitch. I'm just going. Ooh, ah. I can't see the glitch. I'm just going. So I can't see the glitches. So I apologise for any glitching. I apologise for any beep, 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 beep that might happen. It's because I'm in a tunnel. I'm going in a tunnel. You know, the Wi-Fi signal on my, you know, my car phone's not great. Can't wait for those 5G towers so that I get a better, you know, mobile signal. It keeps I keep losing connection as well. Look, I'm sorry if you're out there and you're losing connection. Awkward. Did you get that? I don't know. There's not a lot I can do. Sorry, it must be Facebook that's censoring me. Maybe. What do you think? Who knows? Who knows? Talking gives me a dry mouth. So yeah, you got to think about. Stop being inconsiderate. And you're only being inconsiderate because you are pushing your agenda onto people. And the people that you are trying to get through to don't care about your agenda. The only people that care about your agenda is people in your agenda. Nobody cares. If there was an activist come to me and say, you know, you need to do things greener, you need to, you know, get an electric car and, you know, use lower fuel and this, that and the other, wouldn't bother me. I'll tell you why. Because I can't afford an electric car. I can't afford fuel prices. And it's those people that you need to be. They're the people you need to be. Easy, Jason, man. Look, acai. Get some acai down you, man. Japanese beer, can't go wrong. I'm not getting paid by acai, by the way. Morrison's do them for 2 for £4. They're about £2 each. Yeah. Something like that. So yeah, look, what was I saying? Oh yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I can't afford a greener car. The beard's gone. Yeah, as I had to have, well, right, between you and me, Jess, Mindy's she's been at me for weeks and weeks and months to get rid of the beard, to shave it off, because she wanted to see me without a beard. So it come to the point where, you know, she basically threatened to leave me if I didn't shave it off. So I had to shave it off. She actually put a knife to my throat, man. No, she didn't. That's a joke. She didn't threaten to leave me or anything like that. Oh, how can we take this guy seriously? Never. So no, my face needed a bit of a breather, man. Needed a breather, but it'll come back. Well, it's coming back now. Either grow a beard or don't is the thing, you know. So yes, it's gone. Sorry, but it's still the bearded opinion because in my heart I'm still bearded. Yeah, good work, Mindy. Shut up, get off her side, man. So yeah, look, you know, it's the knock-on effect. You know, nobody cares about your agenda, because if they did care about your agenda, then they would have greener cars anyway. You know, you've got to think about the knock-on effect that you are causing, and you are causing massive, massive knock-on effect to people's lives and livelihood. Again, think about other people. Think about other people for a change, instead of just you, instead of just your agenda. So when you're out there protesting, whether it's walking around London or driving on the M25, you know, or protesting for climate change, or protesting for on the M25, or protesting to stop COVID. I'll tell you why COVID stopped. in a second. You've got to think about other people. You've got to think about the knock-on effect that you have, because everything we do, every single action we take has some cause, has some effect. Okay? The action is the cause. The effect is what comes next. It's the rule of cause and effect. Okay? There will be a ripple. There is something happening that you don't know. You don't know what's happening in those little tin you sent in this article. Dude, I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Whatever you want to call it, if you look it up, it's clearly happening. Dude, don't get me started on chemtrails. Man, the amount of pictures that I see, Mindy shows me, because I just don't bother. I don't follow anybody on Facebook. I've literally got my post and that's it. All right, so Mindy shows me these pictures of people photographing the sky because of chemtrails. They think that, you know, that the aeroplanes that are flying and these trails you see behind them is basically weather control. And, you know, guys, it can't just be exhaust fumes. Liam, I'd love to, but to be honest with you, I'm not that interested. I'm not that interested because I don't believe in it. So I'm not going to put my time and effort in something that I really, really don't believe in. I actually mock, you know. Oh, hey up, hey up. Ah! Oh, we might have a... Come here, come here, come here. Quick, quick, come here, quick. Quick, look at this. Quick, quick. I ain't got no recycling to do. Quick, come here. Oh, you've got some recycling to do. Oh, that's not funny. Come here. Oh. I won't do it to you, Mind, I won't. She's just come upstairs. So yeah, you know, these chemtrails, look, it's not just exhaust fumes from the aeroplane. It's not just us actually seeing, you know, the speed of an aeroplane in the sky that's travelling at God knows how many hundreds of miles an hour.
That's the official name.
The official name apparently is contrails. It says there whether is it's contrails, contrails. So look, I just believe it's just, you know, we're seeing a fast object moving in the sky. It's just, but it's got nothing to do with it's controlling the weather or anything. You know, please don't come on here and tell me that, you know, the government have got a light switch for the moon and that the moon's made of cheese. You know, don't tell. The moon's made of cheese and Santa Claus is real. Oh crap! Yeah, Min thinks that little mice go up in the little little spaceships, get some cheese from the moon, and then bring it back down. Shut up, man. Yeah, mind blown. I do that to people, you know. So yeah, think about the knock-on effect. I just see an airplane in the sky. Some of you people might see, you know, weather control or anything like that. No, 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 no. Climate change controls the weather. You know, the ocean controls the weather. The rise of the ocean controls the weather. You know, it's all relative to. I mean, it's got nothing to do with airplanes, dude. That to me, Liam, would be. It's about contrails. Never any mention of it. Okay, I might have a read. Thanks for the link. I might have a read, but I'm just not. I just don't like going down that rabbit hole. And I think if you go down that rabbit hole, you're in for a slippery slope. And you know, it's difficult to get back uphill. You know, because you go down there and you get tarred with the conspiracy theorist thing. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You know, I do mock the thing of, you know, people thinking that the aeroplanes flying across the sky are controlling the weather. I don't think that for 1 second. I very much doubt that one contrail or chemtrail or trail from an aeroplane can control a whole world's weather because it's causing it. You know, I can't comprehend that in my tiny little mind. I just think that, you know, we need to wake up. You know, there's a difference between woke and awake. Okay, the woke people are down the rabbit hole, man, and they are, they are so far down the rabbit hole that they think the Queen's a reptile. The awake people are more on, common sense sort of thing and think, yeah, it is what it is. All right, it just is, So yeah, there's just between woke and awake. So be careful, and it's a fine line, man. It's a fine line. It's like the little boy that goes to his dad, and he says and he asks his dad a question, and his dad says, "Go and ask your mother," and the little boy says, "I just didn't want to know that much about it." So you've got to be careful what you're researching, because for everything that you research and look at, there's going to be somebody rebuttaling that, both sides. All right, so whether it's for or against, there's going to be somebody that's going to, and it's just this, you're just fighting a losing battle. So I just say, there's no point in fighting that battle, there's no point in wasting time and energy in researching this stuff, because you've got to pick your battles, man. It's Sun Tzu, the art of war, you've got to pick your battles. The young warrior fights head on while the old warrior sits and waits. You just got to sit and wait for a little bit. And then when you're ready to go, then you've got to start. I share things every day on Facebook regarding COVID and this, that, and the other. So it's just nice to have a bit of refreshing. Talk about the protesters and I'll call them morons, idiots, whatever you want to call them. But I did get a lot of flack back based on my last video on Inconsiderate Protesting. Lots of slagging off, lots of name calling. Heaps of it, man. But I just think they are inconsiderate. I think all protests are inconsiderate. They're just not right, They're just. She's back.
Well, there's a lad downstairs, and by the time I type it, you're like well onto something else.
Right, go on.
It's just about research.
Right, go on.
Everybody says research. Right. The thing with research is, unless you've done that experiment yourself, you're only ever listening to somebody else.
Yeah. Can you say it a bit louder?
So research is about reading both sides of the story and finding your own opinion.
Yeah, it is. Mindy's just said that
you can never pass on.
Unless you research, unless you've actually done that thing yourself and been in that position, you can't really preach anything. If you're going to research, don't only research one side. Remember, in previous videos, there are 3 sides to the coin. Now, what I might do is I might do another live at some point on 3 sides to the coin. So a lot of people only look at 2 sides to the coin, okay? But there's those that are in the middle that are awake, and they look at the 3rd side of the coin. There's always 3 sides to everything. There's my side, your side, and in the middle there's the truth, okay? Somewhere along the line. It does affect the weather, whatever you want to call it, but no one talks about it. You drive a car, you're bad, etc. This is from a new science magazine. Yeah, I drive a car. Of course I drive a car.
Okay, that's only listening to what you've been told.
But you've only got, alright, I can't do this, Mind. I can't do this. But research it from the other side as well, Liam. Don't just look at one side. Research it from both sides of the coin. And then once you've done that, once you've got A and B, look in the middle and you find A.5. Sorry, have a look through. I probably will at some point. I mean, I'm not going to guarantee it. Mindy's my researcher. And then she starts telling me stuff and it's just like, didn't want to know that much about it, really. because the reason is we've got our lives, all right? We've got our lives and we only get one day at a time. Everybody has 24 hours in front of them, that's it. You don't have anything else, all right? You don't have a week in front of you. You don't have a month in front of you. You've only got 24 hours in front of you at any given time, okay? Sometimes it's even less than 24 hours. So I just think to myself, do I want to waste that 24 hours? Because 8 of them I'm going to be asleep. All right, 10 of them I'm going to be asleep. Do I want to waste the other 14 hours of my time that I have on this earth today, spending 4 of those looking into A, B, and C? No. What I will do is I'll look around me, I'll see what comes in, I'll see the information that comes in, and then I'll make a decision based on that. All right? I'll make an opinion based on that. All right? I'm not saying that anything I say is factual. Okay? What I'm saying is it's an opinion. That's all it is. I try not to give facts and figures, unless, of course, these facts and figures have come from a reasonable source. Okay? So I don't look into that sort of, I don't research stuff, because then I've spent 4 hours, I've only got 10 hours left. Now with those 10 hours, I'm probably going to spend another hour eating. Okay? 3 meals, I'm probably going to spend another hour eating. That leaves me 9 hours. Out of those 9 hours, I'm probably going to spend another hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe queuing for something, maybe sat in a traffic jam because I'm going down the M25 and there's some idiot in front of me. That gives me 8 hours left. I've just wasted 2/3 of my day. And one part of that has been because I've been sat on a computer researching. I'll do an hour's live, get back on with day. Simple, all right? You've got to think about your own life, and you've got to think about, you know, where you are now and where you want to be, okay? And just live each day as it comes. Because let's be honest, life is too short. Everybody only has a maximum, I would say, well, maybe not a maximum, but, you know, just think 24 hours. You've got 24 hours. I think I'm halfway, to be fair. I think I'm halfway, to be fair. Halfway. I don't know where halfway is, Liam. I don't know, because there's a lag. I don't know what you're actually writing to. But look, please don't go down. All right, stranger. Please don't go down that rabbit hole. And just live your day as it comes. Live your day as it comes. Okay. We've only got today. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Tomorrow never comes. We only have today. All right, we can't change yesterday. We can maybe change things around that happened yesterday and say, okay, I won't do that again today. But you can't change tomorrow, because tomorrow's never there. All right. So just use your days wisely. We've only got 24 hours, and 8 of those, 10 if you're lucky, is sleeping. But look, I was going to tell you earlier why I know COVID's finished. Why COVID's totally over. I've seen in the news. That the universal credits are reducing everybody's universal credits by about 80 quid a month. Okay, because that 80 quid was a COVID payment. It was a coronavirus pandemic payment. What it did, I've got no idea. So if the government are stopping that, they must be then saying COVID's over. Okay? So look at this stuff and think, well, is COVID still here? Yes, it's still here. So is the flu. So is cancer. So is Alzheimer's. So is dementia. So is heart attacks. It's all here. You know? But my question to you there is how much of your life are you going to put over to complying with that? How much of your life are you going to put over to abiding by those rules? How much of your life are you gonna put over to thinking, ooh, need an electric car in case the activists come in? I know what you're saying, lockdowns, passports, etc. Okay, that was ages ago, I think, dude. So yeah, you know, just I don't really care. You know, my car's my car. It gets me from A to B. It does the job. All right. Yes, I drive a car. Yes, it's diesel. But until they start taking all the cars off the road, I'm going to continue driving. I used to have a big 3 litre diesel engine Range Rover. You know, that was a killer on fuel as well. But I'll tell you what, you know, I enjoyed it while it was there. No activist is going to make me change the way I am. Okay, I'm not going to start greener. I don't litter. I pick up the dog poo. You know, I don't use as much heating. You know, so yeah, you know, I'm doing my bit, but it's going to take everyone to do their bit. But you activists that are out there, you're just causing havoc. What does it solve though? All this researching, just because we research doesn't mean anything is going to change. All we do is lose ourselves in our time. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's all that's going to happen. You know, nothing changes by sitting on a computer all day. You know, what changes is action. Take for action. That's what changes. What changes is each individual making one change. You know, as I said earlier, today's the day of change, and anyone can do it. Everyone's got right now. When you wake up tomorrow morning, you've got a reset button. Your time was reset. You've got that day to make a difference. That doesn't mean to say you've got to inconvenience people by sitting on the M25, stopping ambulances get through, stopping, patients getting to where they are, but not protests. But not protests. But not protests. Yeah, don't do protesting. Protesting's for... You said take action. Oh yeah, take action. But you've got to take action individually. And those 5 or 6 people sat at each junction of the M25. So let's say what? I don't know how many junctions on the M25. I'm going to say those 100 people. You're trying to affect the other, 68 million people in the country. You're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. And there's people trying to drag them away. Civilians, civilian people trying to drag them away, say, get out of my way, I want to get my car through because I've got to be somewhere. And the police are stopping the civilians. They're not moving, they're not doing anything to the protesters. It's just wrong. If you're going to take action within first. And then put that outwardly. 100 people are not going to affect the other 68 million. It's not going to happen. But you can affect one person. And that one person is you. So why don't you just affect you on a daily basis? Why don't you just affect you every single day? And then somebody will see that and it will catch on. But don't sit there and tell me you're all about climate change when you are, when you probably use a bath, a shower, however you get washed. You probably, have been born, so there's probably been some power station to power the equipment that was powering the hospital that you were born in. You write on pens and paper. The banners that you put up, I very much don't think they're climate safe. I don't think they're made out of tea leaves or whatever it might be. I think they've had to be printed in a factory, powered by something. You should be naked. You shouldn't have a mobile phone. So if you're worried about climate change, get rid of all that stuff. I can imagine it tomorrow. Whoever's watched this, everyone, walking around naked. Well, what's wrong? Well, James says, by protesting and closing roads, motorways down, you are forcing people to have the same opinion as you. But that's the wrong way to go about it. It is. It makes people quite unhappy. Yet you can't force your opinions onto people. You can't do that. Because, like I say, the only people you're going to affect are the people you sat next to. You're not going to affect somebody who's driving, a 10-ton truck. You're not going to affect those people. Why? Because that person relies on that 10-ton truck to get their job done, to get their income, to put food on the table for their families in their homes that you also live in, that have had bricks made in some sort of factory somewhere, powered by some kind of power station somewhere. All right? This is the knock-on effect, and you're not thinking about it. You're just not thinking. You've got one agenda, and you're only thinking of yourself. To push your agenda onto somebody else is selfish. It's selfish. And you need to be just not there anymore. Go sit in your bedroom, do your research, do whatever you need to do. But get off the freaking roads, man. You're inconsiderate. So I'm going to title this Inconsiderate Protesting. All right, and see how many protesters want to come at me. But if you come at me with a valid reason. And don't come at me. You can't possibly, if you're a protester for climate change, you can't possibly come at me on YouTube or comment here on Facebook. Why? Because you're using a mobile phone or you're using a computer. I bet you charge your mobile phone with electricity, don't you? How do you get electricity? Some kind of power station somewhere. Do you know what I mean? So you can't do this sort of stuff. You've got to look at yourselves as muppets. And I'm quite happy to say that you're a set of muppets. It's the same in all walks of life. If you tell me I have to think like you, I'm going to tell you where to go. That's the polite version. But yet you can't push that onto somebody. You can't push your agenda. So stop pushing your freaking agenda and think about they're fighting for climate change, yet they cause cars to halt for hours on the motorway with engines running. Yeah, I said that earlier, dude. I said that earlier. But then, they're wearing clothes. They've got banners that have probably been printed, that are probably made of plastic. They've probably got mobile phones. They've probably had a shower this morning. Something's had to power. They probably live in homes. Something's had to power the machine to make the bricks to build the homes. You know, some mechanical object, some mechanical thing has had to have fuel put in it to dig the trenches, to put your foundations down for your home. Do you know what I mean? So you can't be all about climate change yet live in a house with clothes on. They'll tell you their clothes are made from hemp. Yeah, because they're all smoking weed, that's why. That's why, man. That's, you know, hemp is, I'm sure hemp's like a, yeah. Or am I thinking something different? Don't correct me on that, I'm not interested. So yeah, you know, but I doubt it. I doubt it. I think, you know, it's, you know, I think you'll find it's probably cotton. They've probably got a leather belt around the waist. They're probably wearing leather trainers. Leather comes from somewhere. I don't know. Animals maybe. You know, so there's all this sort of stuff that you've got to think, right, well, where's it coming from? Because you're not thinking about where you're coming from. Think about the knock-on effect. Just, here's goal setting, all right? I'm going to give you a goal setting analogy that's going to help you as a protester a better person, okay? Because right now you're being donkeys. Goal setting. Whenever you set a goal, you always start with the end in mind, okay? So start with the end in mind. The end for you is getting to the M25, the cows that give off O2. Yeah. Well, they're just contributing out to the you know, to feeding the planet. Start with the end in mind. Start with your end in mind. Now, your end right now is sitting on the M25. Now work backwards to that. Work backwards and think, right, okay, what is the knock-on effect to this? And if the knock-on effect isn't a good one, then stop doing it. Because you're causing ripples. And you're causing people to get irate. And quite frankly, you're pissing people off. I know. I've only had that. So, you're not fighting for my freedom. You're not fighting for my climate. I've not asked you to. So please don't use that as your self-righteous stepping stone. Don't use that as your self-righteous pedestal to put yourself on and say, well, we're fighting for your climate. We're fighting for... I've not asked you to. So fucking don't. Do it again. So don't. Alright? Well, we're fighting for your freedom. I've not asked you to. I'm big enough and ugly to do that myself. If there's something I disagree with, I'll let you know. Alright, that's it. That's all I've got time for, because I'm going to go sit in my house downstairs while I drink my acai beer. My house that's been built using materials that have come from some sort of factory somewhere, powered by some power station. I'm going to watch my big television that's powered by electricity. Totally, I was just pointing out something that is never mentioned, plus the climate change. I don't really go into climate change, Liam. I'm more about COVID, but it's just protesting, really. I can't stand them. And I'm gonna watch my TV. I'm gonna watch the soaps that, you know, to be filmed. They need to be powered by something as well. Yeah, my TV's powered by something. So yeah, I'm gonna go and, you know, I'm gonna turn all the lights on. I'm not really gonna turn all the lights on.
They're nearly all on.
They're nearly all on anyway. So yeah, look. Think about your knock-on effect, because what you're fighting for is ridiculous, because you're just causing waves. So stop it. Oh, go on. Min wants to say a final word. Mindy's final thought.
The cause of the fighting for isn't how they're fighting.
What did I say?
So the cause you're fighting for is pointless.
Oh, not the cause you're fighting for. The cause you're fighting for is not pointless, but the way you're doing it is pointless. See, that's why I keep her around, you see. She's the brains. She's the brains. She's the...
Not according to Wednesday nights, I'm not.
Apart from Wednesdays, we're both thick as two short planks. Well, she is. I just don't contribute. So yeah, look, you know, fighting for the cause is good, but how you're going about it is totally the wrong way. And you need to quit, because you just think about your knock-on effect. Right, I'm going now. Starting to get warm in here.
It's 'cause I-
Ace. I won't say stay safe. I'll just say stay off the don't play on the roads. Did you ever do that as a kid? You know, my mum used to say to me, "When you go play on the M1?" You see it on her. She go play on the M1. And now.
Maybe those people got told that.
She didn't mean it. She wasn't literal. She wasn't literal. All right. So yeah, get off the motorways. Go to a safe place. Stop causing havoc.